Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a truly wild day in the soap world, and honestly, we are still trying to process everything that just went down on our screens. Grab a huge cup of coffee because you are going to need it to get through this massive update. We have a lot to unpack, so let's just dive right into the madness. So let's just get right into the absolute mess that is the Forrester and Spencer family feud right now. And honestly, I am so tired of the back and forth, but at the same time, I cannot look away. It is like a train wreck in slow motion. We have been watching this corporate war escalate for weeks, but what happened today just took things to a completely different, terrifying level. Will Spencer is sitting in a cold, miserable jail cell right now, and my heart just breaks for him. I mean, think about it. He is in there for assault, facing the destruction of his entire life, his career at Logan Creations, and his reputation, all because of a massive misunderstanding that got blown way out of proportion. Will is desperate. He is sitting behind bars, probably hungover, definitely heartbroken, and just completely spiraling into this dark depression. He thinks he lost Electra forever. He thinks his family is going to have to fire him to save the Logan brand from an apocalyptic PR nightmare. He is drowning in guilt because he thinks he is the monster that Ridge and Eric have been calling him. But we know the truth, right? We know Will didn't mean to hit Eric. He was aiming for RJ, which, okay, violence is never the answer, but let's be real here. RJ is not some innocent little victim in all of this. RJ has been poking the bear for weeks. And that brings us to the absolute bombshell of the week. Dollar Bill Spencer is back, baby, and I am so here for it. You guys know Bill doesn't just sit around and cry when his family is under attack. He plots, he schemes, he destroys. While Katie is probably hyperventilating about the media frenzy and the damage to her new fashion house, Bill is doing what Bill does best, digging up the dirt. And boy, did he hit the absolute jackpot this time? Bill suddenly gets his hands on a secretly recorded video from the bikini bar. Maybe it was a security camera that someone thought was turned off, or maybe it was just some random patron who was recording the fight on their phone. It doesn't even matter how he got it. What matters is what the video shows. The video is the smoking gun. It shows the entire altercation between Will and RJ, completely unedited. And guess what? It proves that RJ was the one who provoked the whole thing. RJ was the aggressor. RJ was the one who got in Will's face, grabbed his collar, and actually threw the first punch. Will was literally just defending himself when Eric stepped in and accidentally caught the blow meant for RJ. I mean, what were they thinking? Who actually believes that RJ is this sweet, innocent guy who just gets bullied? The fans on social media have been calling this out for days. We all knew RJ was instigating, but to see it on video, it changes absolutely everything. So, what does Bill do with this golden ticket? He doesn't take it to the police right away. Oh no, that would be too easy. That wouldn't be painful enough for the Forresters. Bill takes this video straight to Eric Forrester, and you can just imagine the scene. Bill strutting into Eric's office, or maybe his mansion, with that smug, arrogant grin on his face. The tension must have been so thick you could cut it with a knife. Bill basically corners the Forrester patriarch and lays out the most ruthless blackmail demand we have seen in a long time. Bill tells Eric that he has two choices. Choice number 1, Eric marches down to the police station, drops all the assault charges against Will immediately, and this is the best part, Eric has to publicly apologize to Will Spencer in front of the press. He has to clear Will's name completely and admit that the Forresters were wrong, the humiliation. Can you imagine Eric Forrester having to swallow his pride and apologize to a Spencer on live television? It is brilliant. But wait, it gets better, because if Eric refuses to do this, Bill promises to take the video to the authorities. And if he does that, RJ goes to jail. Yes, you heard me. RJ goes to prison for perjury, for filing a false police report, and for assault. Because RJ lied to the cops. RJ played the victim and let Will take the fall for a fight that RJ started. So now Eric is standing there, staring at this video on Bill's phone, watching his precious, golden grandson act like a violent thug and a liar. Eric is faced with a grim, impossible choice. This is a massive moral crisis for the Forrester family. Eric has to choose between protecting his beloved grandson from going to prison and saving the pristine Forrester honor. But let's be real, what honor? The Forresters have been acting so high and mighty lately, looking down on the Spencers and the Logans, acting like they are the moral compass of Los Angeles. Eric just publicly humiliated Donna and fired her for keeping a secret, completely ignoring the fact that he forced her to keep his secrets for months. The hypocrisy is just staggering. And now Eric is trapped in his own web of double standards. If Eric covers for RJ, he is a massive hypocrite and a criminal accomplice. If he throws RJ to the wolves to save the company's reputation, he destroys his own family. It is a brilliant twist by the writers, and honestly, I am living for the drama. Eric has always favored RJ, always seen him as the future of the company. To see that illusion shattered is going to break Eric's heart, but it is exactly what he needs to wake up and smell the coffee. And speaking of waking up, let's talk about Ridge Forrester. Oh, Ridge, he has been so insufferable lately, hasn't he? Strutting around, acting like the king of the world. Ridge literally punched Bill in the face just a few days ago. He committed actual assault, and then he turns around and demands that Electra permanently cut ties with Will because Will is too violent. The absolute nerve of this man. Ridge has been using Will's arrest to justify his entire war against the Spencers. He has been riding this high horse, telling everyone who will listen that the Spencers are thugs and the Forresters are victims. But when this truth comes out, when the world sees that Ridge's own son is the real thug, Ridge's credibility is going to be completely and utterly destroyed. He is going to look like the biggest fool in town. His moral high ground is going to crumble into dust, and I cannot wait to watch it happen. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Ridge. No, wait, I'm not. He deserves this. He has been projecting his own toxic, dysfunctional history onto these kids for way too long. He has been married to Brooke 9 times, divorced 8 times, and he thinks he can lecture Electra about stable relationships. Give me a break. And then there is Electra. Oh my gosh, you guys, Electra is going to be so shattered by this. She really thought she was doing the right thing. She was horrified by the violence. She saw Will standing over her injured grandfather, and she made a snap judgment. She threw her necklace at Will, packed her bags, and moved out of the beach house. She literally chose RJ. She let RJ comfort her, let RJ play the hero, and let RJ convince her that Will was a monster. When Electra finds out the truth, when she sees that video and realizes that RJ manipulated her, lied to her, and intentionally provoked Will to get him out of the picture, it is going to shatter their relationship into a million pieces. Electra is going to feel so used and betrayed. She turned her back on the man she loved because of a lie spun by a jealous rival. How do you even come back from that? Will she try to apologize to Will? And honestly, should Will even take her back? She didn't believe him. She didn't even give him a chance to explain. She just assumed the worst. And let's not forget about Melissa Dillon. Melissa is just waiting in the wings, plotting to take advantage of Will's vulnerable state. If Electra comes crawling back, Melissa is going to fight tooth and nail to keep Will for herself. This whole situation is just a ticking time bomb of romantic disaster. It is messy, it is chaotic, and it is classic, bold, and the beautiful. But let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger pattern here. This storyline feels different because it is finally exposing the core hypocrisy of the Forrester family. For decades, we have watched the Forresters dictate the rules of engagement. They decide who is good and who is bad. They decide who gets forgiven and who gets banished. But Bill Spencer is finally holding up a mirror to their ugly, manipulative behavior. Bill is using their own tactics against them, and it is a masterclass in soap opera warfare. I mean, if you really stop and think about it for a second, Bill is actually the good guy here. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. He is a father fighting for his son's life. He is using blackmail, sure, but he is using it to expose a lie and free an innocent man. It is a very twisted kind of justice, but it is justice nonetheless. Katie is going to be so conflicted when she finds out what Bill did. She hates his ruthless methods, but she loves her son more than anything. This might actually bring Bill and Katie closer together, uniting them against the Forrester machine. And how is Eric going to explain this to the rest of the family? How is he going to look Steffy in the eye and tell her that their golden boy RJ is actually a lying, manipulative thug who almost sent an innocent man to prison? Steffy is already dealing with so much trauma and stress with the whole Hope defection and the Sheila Carter nightmare. This might be the thing that finally breaks her. The Forrester family is going to be ripped apart from the inside out, and it is all because RJ couldn't control his jealousy. I just keep picturing Will in that jail cell. It is such a stark contrast to the glamorous fashion shows and the haute couture drama. He is stripped of all his privilege, facing the cold, hard reality of the criminal justice system, all because of a lie. The psychological toll this is going to take on him is massive. Even when he gets out, even when his name is cleared, he is never going to be the same. He is going to be angry, he is going to be bitter, and he is going to have a massive chip on his shoulder when it comes to the Forresters. And what about RJ? Does he really think he can get away with this? He has been acting so arrogant, so vindicated. He thinks he won the ultimate prize by getting Will out of the way and claiming Electra for himself. But the higher you climb on a throne of lies, the harder you fall. When RJ is exposed, he is going to lose everything. He will lose Electra, he will lose his family's respect, and he might actually lose his freedom if Bill decides to play hardball. Honestly, the writers have really outdone themselves with this one. It is a clunky, messy, emotional roller coaster, and I am strapped in for the ride. I know some fans are complaining about the pacing, saying that the corporate war is taking up too much screen time, but this is the juicy, character-driven drama that we all tune in for. It is about loyalty, betrayal, and the lengths a parent will go to protect their child. So, what is Eric going to do? Is he going to swallow his pride, drop the charges, and apologize to Will on Live TV? Or is he going to try and call Bill's bluff, risking RJ's entire future? I honestly don't know, and that is what makes it so exciting. Eric has always been the patriarch, the moral center of the show, but his morals are being put to the ultimate test. If he covers for RJ, he proves that Forrester honor is just a myth. If he exposes RJ, he shatters his family. There is no winning here for Eric. He is completely and utterly trapped. And I just can't wait to see Ridge's face when he finds out. Ridge is going to explode. He is going to yell. He is going to point fingers. He is probably going to try and punch Bill again. But he can't punch his way out of a video recording. The evidence is right there in high definition. Ridge is going to have to face the fact that he raised a liar and that his crusade against Will was completely unjustified. Alright, I have been rambling for way too long, but I just had to get all these thoughts out. This storyline is just too good to keep quiet about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is Eric going to cave to Bill's blackmail? Will Electra ever forgive herself for doubting Will? And seriously, who is going to tell Ridge that he is a massive hypocrite? hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stick around because we are going to be covering every single second of this fallout. It is going to be epic, it is going to be messy, and it is going to change the landscape of bold and the beautiful forever. Until next time, stay bold and stay beautiful. You guys,